So you just finished Slay the Spire 2, and now your brain won't stop craving one more run. We get it. The good news? There's a whole world of deck builders out there, and most of them cost less than lunch. These are the top 10 deck builder games under $10. Every single one worth your time, your money, and your sleep schedule. Let's get into it. Starting us off at number 10, Ascension deck building game. This one's a digital adaptation of the acclaimed tabletop card game, and at $9.99, it comes packed with 9 full expansion decks. The core mechanic is competitive deck building. You're drafting cards from a shared center row, recruiting heroes and constructs to earn honor points while battling the fallen one. What makes it stand out is the sheer volume of content. 9 expansions means the card pool is enormous, and the interactions between sets get genuinely deep. Players with over 500 hours are still coming back to it. One reviewer called it, quote, one of the best deck building games on PC, period. There's a bit of luck in what cards show up in the center row, but the strategic depth is real. If you're a tabletop fan looking for a faithful digital port you can play solo against AI or with friends, Ascension delivers. It's been around since 2014, and it's aged like fine wine. At number 9, it's Card Hog. And yes, you are literally a pig crawling through dungeons. For just $5.99, this is a card-based dungeon crawler with over 100 cards featuring enemies, weapons, and spells. The mechanic is beautifully simple. You move your hog across a grid of face-up cards, and every card you touch triggers something. Enemies deal damage, potions heal, weapons power you up. It's about reading the board and plotting a path. The standout trait here is charm. The hand-drawn art is quirky, the unlockable hogs each have different perks, and there's even Steam Workshop support, so you can play community-made content. One player described it perfectly. Game good, it fun play. You move pig on card, do attack and stuff. Honestly, that's the whole pitch. It's compact, it's cheap, and it's a dopamine-packed little roguelike that knows exactly what it wants to be. Coming in at number 8, Circadian Dice. Now this one's not a pure deck builder. Instead of upgrading a deck of cards, you're building up a set of dice. But the DNA is absolutely there. At $5.99, this is inspired by games like Slay the Spire, except your decisions revolve around customizing dice faces rather than picking cards. You choose what goes on each side of your dice, and your rolls determine your actions in combat. The amount of content here is staggering for the price. 10 different heroes, 60 game-warping relics, and 13 handcrafted scenarios, with runs clocking in at 10 to 30 minutes each. Players describe it as having that dangerous, just one more run energy. Someone with 91 hours in asked themselves, why did I spend so much time in this game? And then kept playing. If you love the strategic puzzle of deck building but want a fresh spin on the format, Circadian Dice is a hidden gem. At number 7, Crop Rotation. A farming deck builder? Yeah, you heard that right. For $9.99, this is a card drafting game where you're building a deck of crops, tools, and buffs, and here's the twist, your cards play automatically. You set the order, build the synergies, and watch your farm do its thing. Your entire job is the deck building itself. The strategy layer is where this game shines. One player with 47 hours called it the perfect farming game. No random events, no walls of text from NPCs. Just you, your farm, your toolkit, and your decisions. It pulls from Auto Battler Design 2, which gives it a flavor totally unlike anything else on this list. And if you're the kind of person who loves optimizing a Slay the Spire deck, that same part of your brain will light up here. Except instead of slaying monsters, you're maximizing your harvest. Somehow that's just as intense. Number 6, Trizon. This one just dropped in May 2025, and at $8.99, it's already turning heads. Trizon is a roguelike deck builder where the core mechanic is card fusion. You take any 2 cards and smash them together to create something new. The combinations get wild. One reviewer called it Calvin Ball Yu-Gi-Oh! And honestly, that tracks. You summon creatures, fuse cards together, and the results are all the effects and stats combined into one. It blends Auto Battler combat, creatures attack on their own, with instant effect spell cards, so battles move fast and stay dynamic. The art style is minimal and restrained, and some players wish there were flashier visual effects. But one person played 11 hours straight on their first session without meaning to. That tells you everything about the gameplay loop. If you want a deck builder that rewards creative experimentation, Trizon lets you break the rules in the best way possible. At number 5, we've got Villages and Dungeons. $6.99 for what one player called their #1 game of the year, and they compared it directly to Slay the Spire. This is a hardcore roguelike card game where deck building is the absolute core of everything. You're managing a village and sending heroes into randomized dungeons, collecting cards and building strategies as you go. The card pool is massive, the encounters are varied, and the enemy variety keeps you guessing. What stands out is that just one more upgrade loop. You build your village, strengthen your heroes, and push deeper. Players describe it as simple, cozy, and surprisingly addictive. The early game can be a little rough. Don't skip the explanations, trust me. But once the mechanics click, the strategic depth opens up fast. It also has one of the best auto-battling systems reviewers have seen. At this price point, that's a lot of game. Number 4, Fights in Tight Spaces. Prologue. And this one is free, $0, nothing. This is a stylish blend of deck building, turn-based tactics, and action movie fight choreography. You play cards to punch, kick, dodge, and reposition. And the trick is that positioning matters as much as the cards in your hand. Bait enemies into hitting each other, slide behind cover. Every encounter plays out like a John Wick hallway scene, except you plan the whole thing with cards. Eurogamer said, it wonderfully reimagines action movie showdowns, and players agree. It feels more skill-based than luck-based, which is huge for a card game. The standout trait is that tactile satisfaction. You're not just playing a hand, you're choreographing violence in tight corridors and back alleys. And look, it's a prologue, so it's designed to sell you on the full game. But players are clocking 9, 10, 11 hours on the free version alone. That's not a demo, that's a gift. Number 3, Super Auto Pets. Also free and packing nearly 36,000 reviews. Each pet is a card, the most simplistic cards possible. One effect, one trigger, clearly stated. You recruit them, stack buffs, lock in your synergies, and watch the team do the work. You're drafting, you're synergizing, you're agonizing over one slot. And the standout trait? It is unreasonably addictive. One player said exactly that. Unreasonably addictive. It's not even my kind of game, but it kept me up at night. Every run, your team is different. Every matchup feels personal. And despite the cute art style, there is absolutely nothing chill about watching your carefully assembled squad get dismantled by some random dude's penguin. The free content is generous enough to hook you for dozens of hours, and with each run taking just a few minutes, it's the perfect palate cleanser between longer Spire sessions. At number 2, Three Kingdoms, The Blood Moon. $8.99, and this is the closest thing to Slay the Spire on this entire list. You play as a Shu general, exploring dungeons, gathering relics, and building a deck of cards to take down enemies turn by turn. If that sounds familiar, it should. But here's what makes it earn its own identity. The game has 4 characters, and each one plays dramatically differently. The card synergies are deep, the progression is balanced, and the real challenge unlocks after you beat the normal campaign. The Blood Moon mode is where the actual game lives. Players with 60+ hours call it an excellent refinement of the Slay the Spire formula. The translations can be a little rough around the edges and the graphics won't blow you away, but the gameplay is engaging enough that people with 30 hours forgot to complain. If you just finished Slay the Spire 2 and want something that feels like coming home but to a slightly different house, this is it. Fast learning curve, solid synergies, and a genuine one more run problem. And at number 1, One Turn Kill. $7.99, a 91% positive rating, and one of the freshest ideas in the genre. Here's the concept. Every single battle is exactly one turn. You draw cards, you chain effects, and you kill the boss before your turn ends. That's it. No grinding down health bars over 12 rounds. No chip damage. You either pull it off, or you don't. The mechanic is the most innovative thing on this list at this price point. Card drawing and deck control drive everything, but the mana system is replaced entirely by how many cards you can chain in one explosive turn. Every decision is about sequencing. Every card matters. And that's what makes it brilliant. The pixel art is gorgeous, the sound design is snappy, and the story is more engaging than anyone expected. Players call it some of the tightest deck building they've ever experienced. One person said 3 hours of this game felt more satisfying than dozens of hours in other card games. Runs take about 10 minutes, but every second is packed. If Slay the Spire 2 taught you to love building a deck, one turn kill teaches you to love detonating one. That's your number one. That's the list. 10 deck builders under $10, all waiting for you after Slay the Spire 2. If any of these caught your eye, links are in the description. Drop your favorite deck builder in the comments, especially if we missed one. And if this helped you find your next run, a like goes a long way. See you in the next one.